today's video, we're looking at the Balaur Arms 14th century longsword. This one has a very deep fuller running through it. Cut very well. Handle is a little bit shorter than what you'd normally see for a longsword. So it does allow, obviously, that double hand grip or grabbing on the pommel. Take a look at some specs on this one, up close looks, and then some cut testing. Let's get to it. Looking at overall length of 45.5 inches. Blade length itself is 36 inches. This has a deep fuller running through majority of the blade, right at the striking surface, really at the tip of it, about the last palm distance away is where that fuller runs into a slight diamond cross section. We also have this one. This usually comes unsharpened, so if you do want to add a sharpening surface to this blade, you'll have to click the little check mark at cultofathena.com on this page. You can click the link in the description below this video to check out where to purchase this blade at. We're looking at 2 pounds, 16 ounces for this one. This one, really easy to manipulate. I did a little bit of cutting with it with a single hand just to experiment with it. It's really easy to manipulate with one hand when you obviously have experience with swords. But as you're moving through this one, even it being 2 pounds, 16 ounces, very durable blade. I am glad that they have this very wide fuller running through it, because it would probably be closer to 3 pounds, to be honest with you. So good idea on that. The edge is pretty solid. When we do sharpening surfaces like Kult of Athena, we're not looking at razor blade sharp edges, we're looking at functionally sharp edges. So this one will be considered battle ready at this point. Pommel, the pommel is peened. We have a peen pommel on this one. You can see the peen marks here. Boom, getting some up close looks on that one. This is a wood cord leather wrapped handle. We have 2 notches here separating the hands if you want to keep it right on the handle, or you can grab that down into the pommel if you want to manipulate. If you're going into different guard positions, even if you're going single-handed, you obviously have plenty of grip. At 1075 high carbon steel for this Balaur Arms 14th century longsword. We've got a little bit shorter of a cross guard here. Some other longswords you'll see, they'll come out a couple inches extra. This one is just a little bit different. I actually kind of like that though, just having the shorter cross guard. It kind of reminds me more of an arming sword cross guard personally. Not exactly a bad thing, so it's just personal preference. Wood cord leather wrapped scabbard here. So this one's wood. It's got a rain guard, meaning that these 2 flaps are going to help protect against, obviously, rain, but not even just specifically rain, but just moisture getting into the scabbard. And it also just protects the cross guard. Acts as a little bit of retention. So at the cross guard right here, you'll see how it bumps out. There's a little bit of an edge on there. You'll see that in the light. So that sits very snugly into there, which just makes it a little bit more visually appealing. There's aesthetics to it as well. Another good thing to do if you are doing cutting with these blades is obviously to get the Flitz knife and gun care kit. It's in the section, in the accessory section at cultofathena.com. You'll be able to check that out. Keep the blade maintenance, keep any rust off your cross guard, and making it look brand new. And finally, we have the grip length. I kind of already talked about it, but the actual measurement is 7 1/8 inches. So again, you got 2 hands on it. Obviously, it's a long sword. You could go into a single-handed grip, and it does not have such a long of a handle that it feels overbearing, or it doesn't feel like it's going to smash you in the wrist or the forearm. So still allowing that. You can obviously choke up on the pommel if you prefer that type of counterbalance. Depends entirely on what you want to do with it. Let's take a look at some up-close looks of this blade in the scabbard, not the scabbard, and then we'll look at the cut testing. Let's get to it. Pommel. Got obviously a circular pommel on this one. Up close looks of the handle. If you see any blemishes on this one, it's just because, like right there, that's just because this is a blemished item. So that's what the one we're doing our review and cut testing with. There's the leather chap, sometimes referred to as a rain guard, covering the cross guard on both sides. Got some stitching on that as well. Running down the very simple scabbard, wood cord leather wrap scabbard to a steel tip. These notches right here are also intended so that you can run a sword frog and carry this. So if you want to have it a little bit higher up or a little bit dropped lower, and having those two leather attachments would attach to a belt. Then going the opposite way, we'll see that diamond cross section at the very tip runs into that very wide fuller, taking out excess weight, helping with good balance of the blade. Balaur Arms logo. And then this little notch here does help with the chap as it folds over, just to keep it in the scabbard. Another look at the handle. All right, we've taken a look at this blade in the scabbard, out of the scabbard. Let's run into the cut testing. I will say that with the edge that they put on this, it did really well. Did a little bit of work on two-handed grip and also on the single-handed grip as well, just to see how it did, see how a little bit shorter of a handle did. I liked it a lot in the single-handed grip personally. You might like it better in the double with your hands closer together, or your hand on the pommel and on the handle. Let's take a look at this blade, see what it did. Didn't work. I'm gonna tie this up again. A lot of really deep cuts on it. This one, basically, this upward shot that I got, basically almost went all the way through it. And this is with adding the sharpening service. So these come unsharpened through Balaur. But if you want to add that sharpening service, click the little check mark, and we can definitely get that for you on your next longsword. So there you have it for the Balaur Arms 14th century longsword. Did some cutting with it, up close looks in the scabbard and out of the scabbard. So pretty cool blade, very simple design, but very, very effective. If you're looking at getting this blade, click the link in the description below this video to check this out at kultofathena.com. Again, if you need blade care and maintenance kits, we have those in the accessory section at kultofathena.com. Flit's knife and gun care kit is probably your best bet, best bang for your buck. Keep your blades without rust and making sure they're taken care of as the seasons change. Subscribe to the channel, like this video. See you in the next one.